Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to create a shaker instrument for class using one of the body supplies that you have chosen from your list. The shaker that we are going to make in this video is going to be the one with the body supply of either the paper towel roll or the toilet paper roll. I will make both in the video using the sound supply of noodles or rice. You can use any supply that you want for sound to go inside the paper towel roll or the tissue paper roll, whichever one that you want. The other supplies that you're going to need, other than your paper towel or your toilet paper roll, will be your scissors to cut your stopper to your shaker, which if you want, we are going to use foil. If you don't have foil, then you can use paper. I have both and I will show both. Also, you're going to need tape, whether it's big tape or little tape. Or if you have rubber bands, I prefer rubber bands for this one. Let's get started. First, we're going to do the small roll. We're going to start with the toilet paper roll first. And before we can even put anything in it, because it has holes on both sides, we're going to have to make sure that one end is totally closed so none of our sound element ends up leaking out. So we're going to use the white rice with this one as our sound element. Before we pour, we need to close this bowl. I am going to use aluminum foil. If you have aluminum foil at home, what you are going to do is you are going to have mom or dad cut you a piece of aluminum foil. You are going to nicely fold it in half, matching the size. One, twice, and then a third time. So now it is nice and thick, and we can put that on the top of our shaker. So when you pull it down on the sides of the shaker, it should totally make sure it is closed all the way around. Now, this is when you are going to take your rubber band, whatever kind it is. I'm going to use a few colors, and I'm going to take my rubber bands and twist them over the top. As you can see, nothing is going to get out of that. If you don't have a rubber band or rubber bands, you can always take the tape to it. If you want to make sure it's totally secure, tape the foil first and then put on the rubber bands to make sure it is completely secure. I will do that on this side when we close our shaker. But as of right now, we're going to continue on. Okay, rice is the element of sound we're using. So we're going to pour our rice into a cup, making sure, usually if you have a measuring cup, it's better. I prefer to pour about a quarter of a cup, 1/4 of a cup of rice. Once you have your rice in your cup, you are going to then pour it into your shaker. If you think it's too much, you can pour some back in your cup to lessen it until you think it's the right sound. That sounds good. Right. You are then going to have the mom or dad or someone at home cut you a second piece of foil. We're going to fold it in half so the edges meet, like so. Remember, we're going to do that once. Once we have it in half, then we're going to fold it in half again. Now twice, and then again 3 times. So we're going to fold it 3 times to get a little square. Now this is going to go on the top to close our shaker, and we are going to press it down. And remember, if you have tape and you don't have rubber bands, you can use your tape. So I'm going to do the tape on this side, just so we have an idea of what it will look like. Just taping the foil to, as we can see, to the toilet paper roll to make sure that nothing comes out of it nice and secure, because we don't want any holes. If we have holes, then our sound element can escape, can come out of the instrument, so we'll lose our sound and we'll make a mess. And I'm sure our parents do not want us making a mess at home. Okay, so once I have it taped all the way around and nothing's coming out, we have our shaker. If you also want to add your rubber bands, make it look pretty and more secure, take your rubber bands around the top of the shaker once, twice, and there is your shaker. You could shake it, you could tap it, you could put it on the table, tap the top, hit your palm, whatever you want to do in order to play it, which we will see that more in class. Remember, do not decorate until you decorate it with your art teacher. This is just the beginning of our instrument. So enjoy. This is the toilet paper shaker. The next one that we are going to do is our paper towel roll. Okay, it's bigger, so it's going to be louder. And for this one, we are going to be using noodles. Remember, our first step is to always close the end, because if not, it'll come through and you don't want to lose your sound material. So this time, instead of using foil, I'm going to use paper. I want to make sure that I fold my paper to the shape that I'm going to need to cover the hole. So I have a half a sheet here, I folded it twice. If you have a full sheet, you want to fold it 3 times, place it on the top, and then you are going to fold it down to cover. Remember, take your tape so that your paper is nice and secure on the top of your shaker, and that you have no holes for your sound element to escape from your instrument. So I suggest going on both sides, since this is the paper first to start, and then you can fold the ends and pinch it down to finally make sure that everything is inside. So I pinched it. I'm going to tape the pinch. As you can see, I've taped the pinch, and then I'm going to fold that down with my tape to make sure it is completely secure. And then I need to do that on this side. I'm going to pinch the paper together. I'm going to tape the tape and make sure that it stays together. And I'm going to pull it down and tape it again. Now it is totally secure. There are no holes on this end. Just kind of want to look around it and make sure that you have taped it all the way down. If you are using paper, I highly suggest using tape and then put your rubber bands on, because the tape secures that from losing any materials out of the paper towel roll. Okay, so I will also add some of my rubber bands. One, it's pretty decorations, and 2, it helps the paper stay on the end of the roll. Okay, now that that is done, I'm going to fill my cup with my sound element. This time I'm going to use noodles. Measuring cup is best. I say about a quarter or even an eighth of a cup will do. If you want to use beans or coins or paper clips, anything like that, even pebbles are perfectly fine. Pour in your noodles. If it's too much, you can always pour some back. If it's not enough, you can pour some more in there. So it depends on what kind of sound you want to hear. Is it deeper, lower sound, or higher sound? So now that we have our material inside, we are going to take our other piece of paper. And remember, I have a half sheet. If you have a whole sheet, you're going to fold it 3 times in half, half, and then half. If you have a half sheet, you only need to fold it twice, once, and then twice. There's the half sheet. Remember, we're going to put it on the top to close it. Taking our tape and bringing it down one side at a time. Here's my first side, nice and secure. And then I'm going to bring my second side down. And then remember, you pinch your paper together. Pinch your paper together. And you're going to bring your tape across to make sure that they do not come apart. You can see right there, all the way across. And we'll pinch the other side so it's nice and tight. Same thing, tape all the way across. And then you're going to pull your sides down. Pull your sides down. Nice and secure. Nothing's coming out. Taking your tape and making sure you go across the top a few times to make sure that, remember, we don't want our sound element coming out. We're going to take a few pieces of tape to both sides, making sure they're nice and taped down. Now we have no holes. Remember, turn your instrument around, making sure nothing's coming out. Last step is to put your rubber bands on if you have them. You're going to tie them around once, twice, nice and secure. Rubber bands on both ends, and there is your paper towel shaker. Remember, you can also tap it on your hand or on the table. Sounds more like a drum. Shake it. Either way. And remember, you're not decorating either your paper towel shaker or your toilet paper shaker until you have done your artwork with your art teacher and you can finish your designs and cut them out and put them on your instrument. And you will be sharing that with us later. Enjoy your instruments.